last week's preseason scrimmage at Del Oro, this week's season opener at BV, Coach's Corner, and Player Profile. All this today on Game Day. Hello and good morning, Casa. I'm Brandon McCarthy here with my fellow analysts, Marcus Sampson and Michael Povey. How you guys doing?
I am doing great, Brendan, thank you for saying. And I gotta say, jumping right into things, Rams did a really great job last year going 8-4 and pretty deep into playoffs, so I got some high expectations for this year, guys.
Yes, this year's cast has a lot of new things going on. We have a whole slew of new players, as well as a whole new league that the team will be in this year.
Alright, most definitely, guys. Before that, why don't we check out some highlights from last week's scrimmage at Del Oro. Starting Casa off on the first drive, Gabe Alvarado gets the handoff, drives right up the middle of the field, and battles his way to the 40-yard line.
Nice run, Gabe.
Yeah. On the next drive, once again, Alvarado with the handoff takes it outside, outrunning Del Oro's defense, but one defender takes a nice angle and pushes him out for a nice 15-yard gain.
This time, with Casa on defense, Del Oro gets a screen pass off to their running back, who runs up the field, but Casa linebacker Sonny Sword dives in to stop the play. On the next play, Del Oro wants to throw a screen again. They fake a rollout, but defensive end Drew Saya blocks the pass, ending the play before it even started.
Casa back on offense will fake the screen, but quarterback Trent Matson passes downfield, and yours truly, Brendan McCarthy, reaches over the defender to seal in a 45-yard play.
Way to get by the defense on that one, Brendan. Thanks.
Now 1st and 10, Trent Matson pulls the ball and rushes outside, running 10 yards for yet another Casa first down. And coming back down the field on offense, in the red zone, Alvarado with the handoff, jump cuts his way into the end zone, scoring for Casa Roble. And that's all the highlights we have from you from last week's game. Now we're moving on to this week.
That's right, Brendan. We do have BV on the mind. And with BV on the mind, we look at last year's showdown with Casa and BV. We beat them 52-7. That is quite a destructive game, if you ask me, and that may or may not have resulted in the new coaching staff. They do have a brand new coach, Steve Steffen, and he has actually switched the offense similar to ours. Let's take a look at that, Marcus.
And thank you, Michael. As you can see here, Bella Vista is running the spread offense this year. It's very similar to Casa's. We have 4 wide receivers, a running back, and a quarterback. Only, Casa has the running back behind the quarterback instead of to his side. Moving on to defense. Bella Vista runs a 4-4 cover 3 as their base defense, meaning you have 4 down linemen and 4 linebackers. Their outside linebackers are triangulated between the slot receiver and the tackle on offense. They also have 3 DBs. You have a safety and 2 corners. The corners are both playing about 10 yards off, and the safety covers the deep middle of the field. Now back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Marcus. And looking at their defense, film has showed us that they don't blitz a lot. However, we still can expect a few blitzes, Brendan. And when they do, we are hoping that our linemen can pick them up when they do occur.
Yes, hopefully they can. But now talking about our defense, we should have a certain inside linebacker that's going to have a great game against Bella Vista. His name is Dusty Dutra, who is also this week's Player Profile.
Let's get to it.
He stands at 5'8", and he weighs 190 pounds. He was last year's defensive captain, and he's this week's Player Profile, Dusty Dutra. As a team captain, Dusty knew all the responsibilities at college, which mean keeping the team in check and disciplining himself as well as others.
I definitely think of myself as a team leader because, I was a junior captain of the defense last year. I called all the plays, and then even when we're stretching everything, make sure everybody's still in line, paying attention, not, over here doing side stuff when we're doing a serious drill, getting us ready for the next game.
Dusty has a team mentality, but he doesn't fail to set and keep goals for himself.
Yeah, as senior year, I'd like to see myself is, stay healthy from here on out because I had the shoulder injury, and I like to just lead the team and the best I can, and let's see, make all league again, and maybe all Metro and play in the Optimist game.
Even though we are in a new league this year, Dusty believes he can help keep the momentum rolling from last year.
We're in a pretty good league. We're going to be really competitive this year, and I think if we all just, get together as group leaders, and we could lead us to victory.
Yes, Rams fans, we should all expect a big game from our middle linebacker, Dusty Dutra. He had a big year last year, so we hope that he can step it up against our rival BV.
Especially because now they run the spread offense, so he's now going to have to cover the run as well as the pass pretty equal.
Yeah, so he's going to really have to show if he's really got what it takes for linebacker, and I'm sure he can do it.
Exactly. You know, Coach Ryan's going to have to also be a good play caller this week, especially having to cover pass and run.
Right, Marcus, and I got the opportunity to sit down with Coach Ryan the other day to get a little inside peek at this week's game in this week's edition of Coach's Corner. Good morning, Casserole, and welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm Michael Povey, sitting down with one and only Coach Ryan. How you doing, Coach Ryan?
Happy to be here with you today, Michael.
First game of the season, we got hometown rival BV. What can we expect to see from these guys?
Well, I'm really happy that we're playing Bella Vista, that they agreed to play the 0-week game because that's a great rivalry, and we're no longer in the league. First time in maybe forever that we aren't in the same league. But there's always, as a head coach and the coaching staff, you're always worried about when you graduate half your players the year before, how are the new juniors going to fit in, how much have the seniors improved. So there's always a little bit of doubt there. We're pretty confident. We're happy with what we've done all summer. And now it's time to finally get into, into business and find out what's going on.
Right. So, judging from previous matchups against Bella Vista, we've had a pretty good track record of beating them pretty bad. So, just to ask, what's our expectation for this game? How do you think we're going to perform against these guys?
Well, I know the seniors' claim to fame is that Bella Vista's never scored against them. Just kind of hard to imagine because I think BD scored last year. But we expect to do very well. They have struggled recently against us, but it's still a new year with a new team. They have a new coach, new coaching staff. But I'm confident in our players, and I know they'll be confident, not overconfident, but confident and get the job done.
And that concludes this week's session of Coach's Corner.
Coming out of Coach's Corner, now we are going to move on to our next segment, which is some key questions that we have for tonight. How do you guys think the rivalry between Casa and BV is going to play out?
Well, I think no matter what the score ends up being tonight, Brendan, it's going to be a very intensely fought game.
And to be honest, let's just hope it doesn't turn out like Del Campo's matchup last year. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes,
Right
you are,
last year.
Michael.
Yes. How do you think BV's new offense is going to go? How do you think they're going to run it?
Well, I just don't think they're going to be able to execute because their players have run the power offense their whole time at BV, and this is their first year running the spread with a brand new coach. I just don't think it's going to work.
And to be honest, if any defense is ready for a spread offense, it's ours because our defense has simply been playing against a spread offense their entire time at Casa. That is all we've run at everything. And if anything, they should be more ready than anything.
That is so true. So, what does Casa need to do tonight to win? To win this football game, what does Casa have to do?
Brendan, they simply need to execute. That is what we need to do. Every play is designed for a touchdown. Every defensive play is designed for a tackle in the backfield. Execution is the key word tonight.
Exactly, Michael. I think we need to stretch the field on offense, but also be able to prominently use the power run game.
Now, Bella Vista, what does Bella Vista have to do to win tonight's game?
I think Bella Vista has to successfully run their new offense, personally.
And to be honest with how BB's played in the past, they just got to more rely on us to mess up, and they also really got to bring their A game. Because we're probably going to be the tougher teams they play this year. So they just, they got to bring it.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Casa. Be sure to come out to Newman Field tonight at 7 o'clock to watch the Rams dominate.